What's up, guys? Hops on Xbox. Let's talk games. Today, I want to talk about AA batteries versus internal batteries for controllers. Now, I recently got a PlayStation 5 to go along with my Series X, and while I am more impressed with the battery life on the Dualsense than I am with the DualShock 4, it still isn't as great as the Xbox Series controller. Now, I've watched review videos on the Xbox controller, and people say, why are we still using AA batteries in 2021? Well, I feel that when I get to use AA batteries, I prefer, after using my DualSense for about a week, I prefer using AA batteries because I like being able to quickly have a full charge on batteries within 10 seconds, and I don't have to be tethered to my console. Now, I have Energizer rechargeable AA batteries. I've been using them for ever since pretty much I got my Xbox One. So I never really had an issue using AA batteries. I get the message, hey, your controller batteries are low. If I'm in the middle of a game and I can't pause it, all right, after this match, pop them out, get the charged ones that I have sitting over here, excuse me, and then plop them back in, making things very simple. So before I got my PlayStation, I thought to myself, what if I am just in the minority? So what I did is I bought a rechargeable battery pack for my Xbox Series controller. And I honestly didn't think it would be that bad. It comes with a super long cord, so when I'm playing games, you know, even if I'm tethered, it's not like I'm yanking on my Xbox every time I play. So I picked one up, and after using it for probably about a week consistently, I think I do notice it may have a little longer battery life than the batteries that I have, but I don't like the fact that I have to sit there and let it recharge while I'm tethered. Another thing, which isn't the battery's fault, it's the Xbox's fault, is that unlike the PlayStation, you cannot charge your controller while the console is off or in rest mode, which is something I've grown used to with the PlayStation, because usually the controller lasts you about a day, and by a day I mean like 10 hours. 8 to 10 hours, which isn't bad at all, because I can't think of the last time I gamed for 10 hours straight. So it's usually I game for the day and I plug it into my controller, plug the charger into the controller, and let it rest overnight. But sometimes I forget, which is obviously my fault. But if I forget and then the next day or two I'm playing and I have to charge up my controller and I want to keep playing, that's when I have to be tethered to my console. And obviously, if I had another controller on standby, I wouldn't really need to worry about it. But I don't really plan, for now, don't plan on buying another controller for my PS5. Flip over to the Xbox side, all I have to do is I have a mountain of rechargeable batteries, so I just pop them out from my Xbox controller, take them from my charged area, and plop them right back in, and it's as easy as that. I really don't have to worry about being tethered to my controller. I know I keep making that point over and over again, but it's slightly annoying to me. Now, with the rechargeable battery pack that I bought, my only gripe with it is that I cannot charge it while the console is off or in rest mode. If I could do that, then I'd probably be team rechargeable battery all the way. But until that happens, I don't really want to use that because it is kind of useless. I mean, you have to charge it while you're gaming, and to some people that's not a problem, but to me, I prefer my controllers wireless, so it's a bit of a problem for me. Now, another area where the Xbox wins is giving people options. Now, sure, the argument that a lot of people have is, it's good to have the options, but people feel that the rechargeable battery should come in the box instead of having to go buy them, because I'm sure there are plenty of people who haven't had an Xbox before and just don't have a whole bunch of batteries laying around, which I get. So for me, it's never been a problem because I've been an Xbox gamer for pretty much the whole of my life. But I think it is a better option it is better to have the rechargeable battery pack in the box when you get the controller. I think that's something they need to do. It'll be a little more consumer friendly, and it gives people the option if, hey, we have the rechargeable battery in the box, so if you want to use that, you can, or you can go get AA batteries like people have been doing for years, like me. I feel that the PlayStation controller only having an internal battery is bad for the controller itself, because over time, that controller, the battery in that controller is going to get weaker and weaker and weaker, and there's nothing you're going to be able to do to stop it. And once that controller battery finally dies, your whole controller is a dud. You could send it in to go get another battery, but who's going to do that for one controller? Just buy another controller. But that's still going to happen to people. Like, DualShock 4 batteries are terrible after years and years and years of using them. And most people just remedy that by being either tethered to their console at all times so your battery never loses a charge, or buying a new controller. So I think that does it for me. In conclusion, I prefer, obviously because I'm an Xbox guy, but I prefer AA batteries versus internal batteries. Now, when the rechargeable battery pack on the Xbox side allows me to charge my controller with the console off, then I really won't. Then it may be a different story. But for now, it's really easy to plop in some new batteries. It takes 10 seconds, and you can either do what I do and buy rechargeable batteries that have just a little bit less juice, or you can buy, like my girlfriend, she has the Energizer Max battery, so it's, her controller will last her probably about a week and a half out of like consistent usage, like 4 to 5 hours a day. It'll last her probably a week and a half before she has to change it again. And she's also subscribed to those kind of batteries on Amazon, so it doesn't really affect her. But that is it for me today. I'm free to discussion in the comments. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Hops on Xbox, and feel free to subscribe. But if you don't, I won't feel bad. We're just here to discuss games.